Hello everyone, this is Asharts here, back for another episode, and today we're going to do a little bit of exploring, because I need villagers. I keep running out of iron, and I really, really, really don't like mining for iron. So, that is what we're going to do. I think I'm going to have to take a break for a second to go let the dog outside, because she just came in, rubbed and circled my legs. Are you going to say hi? Yep, see, what did I say? So I will be right back. Alright, let's try this one more time. So, I am back. We're going to go get villagers. Camp sounds? Okay, yep. We're going to go get villagers and talk about the Superman movie. Yep, that that's the plan for today. I don't know if you can tell, a little bit of a Superman fan. So, I don't really know how in depth I'm going to go with this. I mean, I probably have a minute of record. Oh yeah, did I show this? I don't know what I've shown. Very professional, folks. All right, just ignore this for now. Yeah, go check out the shorts if you haven't, because I've been posting those somewhat. So, good. I should bring a bed. Very professional. I was very prepared for today. Anything else in here? I might as well bring some more dirt. Bring this rather than getting my own. Oh, first of all, yeah, so we're getting villagers. I'm gonna go, like, that away to get villagers. Because I know there's some more jungle here, but I want to know what's on the other side of the jungle. So, we're gonna head that way first. But anyway, the Superman movie. Very good. Overall, like, I've grown up a fan of Superman. I grew up in a small town. I grew up with a family farm, so I related a lot to Superman in that way. And I thought it did good. I enjoyed Henry Cavill as Superman. He really looks the part for, the big spaceman here to punch things really hard. I mean, he fits that pretty well. Um, but what I didn't like is he never felt like a kid from Kansas, right? He never actually. He, to me, didn't really fit that role of the small town boy, like Boy Scout, right? Is that. Hold on. That's a jungle temple. We're gonna go over to that jungle temple. Village can wait. We're gonna go to the jungle temple. Uh, I enjoyed the Henry Cavill Man of Steel. Um, in fact, the thing I probably liked the most about the Snyder stuff was Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne. I thought he actually did pretty good in that, and I would have. Oh, that's a creeper. Uh, I thought he did good in that, and I would have liked to have seen more. Um, I never ended up watching The Flash because of reasons, but Man, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, the Justice League. Right. We're gonna come back to this puzzle. Let's see, where is. Here's the tripwire. Yoink. And yoink. Alright. Yeah, bones and smithing templates? Hell yeah. I will happily take those. Those are now empty. I'll just place a torch there. Okay, now let's see if we can go figure out the puzzle. Can I pick that up? Nice. Alright, puzzle. This one? Oh, I heard noises. Nothing. Okay. Let's go. More noises? Oh? Well, that was lucky. Okay, a couple more bones and 2 pieces of bamboo. Nothing special, but... you know, I'll take pistons. I'll take a repeater. Okay, well I got things mined out. Took some of the things. Make use of those armor trims later. Probably wait till we're in netherite, or at least probably netherite, to use them, but... oh, the leaf litters! Okay, hold on. Yeah, let me grab a good handful of those. And you know what? Let's chop down a birch tree. Now we keep going. In fact, if we're gonna keep going, we're gonna go up. I can't really jump that high, can I? Ooh, that's a nice spot over there. I've completely lost track of where I was. I know I was talking about Superman. See, this is a nice little area. Kind of reminds me of the single player I started and then completely abandoned, where I tried to move into the temple, the jungle temple, and then was like, oh, I'll come back to it one day, and then never went back. Yeah. To be fair, I don't think anyone really cared about that one too much. The new Superman movie, right? That's today's topic, right? Superman as a character, specifically in the context of the new movie. Oh, I gotta get to bed. There we go. Okay, moving through the jungle with all of the new lighting in Bedrock is honestly amazing. It's beautiful. What the did I didn't make a circle. Did I? Surely not. No, this is a different one, because it's not on a cliff. Oh my god, I found another one? Alright, well I guess today is our lucky day. We'll come back and do that. Okay. Go ahead and do that. What? Rude. I'll take those, thank you very much. Take those as well, thank you very much. Okay. Did I walk past a creeper? I'm gonna have to review the footage because I have no clue what just happened. I mean, clearly something blew up, and it doesn't look like it was enough to be TNT. So it had to have been a creeper, right? Did a creeper follow me in here? Did I walk past a creeper? Was it just like hanging out right here? Can I make a bundle right now? Oh, I can. Good, because my inventory's kind of full of random nonsense that I really need. I'm still kind of confused on what happened, but we are alive. That worked on the last one. Is it the same for all of them? It is. Okay. Hop down in here. Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Don't really need that. Don't really need that. I will happily take all that, though. I'm still kind of thrown off from that explosion. I don't really know what happened. Hopefully, editing Ash Arts can review the footage and go, "Hey, dumbass, you walked past a creeper. What'd you expect to happen?" But like, Jesus, I'm still kind of thrown off guard. A bit shook. Shooketh. Thou hast been shooketh. Okay, well, this is dense. And not just me. Okay, I was... Oh! Okay. We're gonna go back to the top of the trees. Oh, look, it's an acacia biome. What are they called? A savanna. That's what it is. Savannah. Went to school with a girl named Savannah. I was like, who named you after a biome? Anyway. Firefly bushes. Can I just break those? Nice. Haha. Cows? Cows are good too. I'm gonna take both of them. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna go kill those cows. So, the things about the new Superman movie that I enjoyed, the first one I want to talk about is the music. James Gunn is known for kind of going crazy with his needle drops, I think is what they somewhat professionally call them. When you use, actual, like, pre-recorded songs, pop songs and stuff inside of a movie. And, you know, for Guardians of the Galaxy, that was pretty cool, and some of his other stuff. But I'm glad that he limited it. Oh yeah, these guys exist. Do I have the iron to... It was shears, wasn't it? See, look how handy this is. And now I have this, and I can... Oh, no, it wasn't shears. It was a brush, and that was made with copper. And I can't put that back. Well, oh well. But, the song that's been stuck in my head the most has been 5 Years Time, and it's a really good song. The scene it came from is great. You know, I'm not even gonna... The movie's been out for a little bit. If you haven't seen it yet, just, you know, either don't care enough and keep watching my video, because, you know, I will happily take the views. But if you do care, just come back to my video later. I think that's fair enough. I did give a warning online that I was going to be talking about this movie, so... Oh, geez, that is a big cliffside. I might want to get on top of it instead of... Yeah, let's try to get up there before night. Bruh. Bro. Okay, that was not planned. I mean, my route was kind of planned, because I vaguely... From the creative world, I knew that there was stuff this way. Or I knew there was more biomes this way. But that version is in... Or that one's in a different version. Isn't that like super rare? Oh yeah, let's take a nice nap. And my inventory's a mess. You can go in there. I've gotten completely off task again. That's a tad precarious. Iron golems. Oh yeah, this. I want all of this. I've been trying to get some cows going so I can do some proper enchanting. That way I can go, get fortune and succeed, get good. Bundle! Perfect. Okay. Okay, yep, we're taking this one back. So, Superman. That's supposed to be the topic. But I keep getting distracted, so this is going to have a bunch of unnecessary cuts. The music is really good. The characters that they brought into the movie are great. I was worried that there's going to be too many of them. Because, from all the casting announcements and stuff, it's like, good God, James Gunn, how many characters are you putting in this movie? But it's surprisingly well balanced in characters. Like, it kind of seems like a lot, but keeping in mind that he's introducing a bunch of characters because this is supposed to be an established world, right? So having a lot of characters that already exist makes sense. From that, or I guess along with that, there's probably my favorite character that I didn't really expect to be my favorite character, Mr. Terrific. He was terrific. I mean, I was somewhat familiar with the character from the Injustice movie, and I watched Arrow back when that was on. So I kind of had an idea of what this character was about, but oh my god, he was terrific. I mean, brilliant, clever. I love how he was a bit antagonistic towards Guy Gardner. It was fun. But that whole scene with him in 5 years' time playing, oh my god, beautiful, stunning, amazing. Just absolutely amazing. The other big song in the movie, of course, is Punk Rocker, and that was a great one, right? Good song, good tone. It works really well for the movie. James Gunn cares a lot about music, and it's pretty easy to see. I mean, he went through and made playlists for all of the characters that you can open up on Spotify and go listen to, which I have. Let's see, I was talking about Mr. Terrific. So some of the other characters, right? I really enjoyed the casting for Lois Lane. I thought she did good. I have seen the complaints online that she is the only well-written, or the only actually, written out female character, which, yeah, there could have been some better writing on some of the side characters. They were very flat, very one-dimensional. But at the same time, it's like, how much time are you willing to give in to develop them and not take away from the rest of the movie? So, I guess that's my thought for that piece of criticism. It's totally valid, right? It's like, you can write characters better than that. By, actually writing them. But then again, it's like, Cat Grant's not going to be well flushed out of a character because she's really not that important to the story. She's just kind of there. I'm blanking on the name, which is gonna bug me for a little bit. Anyway, so like some of the other characters there at the Daily Bugle, not super well written, but like I said, they don't really need to be, because it doesn't really change much to the story. Come on. Click. There we go. Now, characters like, is it Metamorpho, I think? Not a whole lot of writing behind his character, but enough to give depth and to make you want to see the character again. Same thing with, like, Guy Gardner. He's still rather one-dimensional, but at the same time, it's like, okay, there's more going on here that we would like to see in the future. Nathan Fillion, fantastic job for that role. Perfect casting. I've always been a fan of his, from Firefly to Castle to I watched like the first couple seasons of The Rookie. So he's always done great, and he's voiced Hal Jordan quite a bit in some of the DC animated movies. A lot of the acting choices, or like actors selected, were really well done. And I've heard from a few different places that James Gunn puts a lot of effort into casting because he only wants to cast people he wants to hang out with. And I think that's probably a good rule of thumb in general. I mean, making a movie is no small project. So if you're going to cast someone, it's going to be... You want to cast someone you are willing to spend the next, 6 to 18 to, 2 years. I went from months to years, that's why the numbers jump like that. It takes a lot to make a movie, so if you're going to cast someone, you want to cast someone you want to spend that kind of time with. And I think a lot of the actors they ended up choosing were really good. I was a little concerned with David Cornsweet, I think. Cornsweet? One of those. Because I was having the same initial problem of he didn't really feel like someone from a small town in Kansas, right? He didn't give off that kind of small town vibe, but he did good with the I just want to help people. I just want to protect people. I saw a argument, or a point to be made, how Superman is a firefighter, not a cop. Which I think was an interesting point and good take, because he wants to help people. He wants to make sure everyone's okay. He's not trying to enforce anything, usually. He's there to take you out of the fire, right? So, those are cows. I think he ended up doing good. He embraced that role, and he's a massive nerd. If you haven't seen him talk about Star Wars and go through, word for word, go through Star Wars scenes, it's really funny, and I liked his personality as an actor, and going into the role that kind of makes you enjoy their acting a bit more, if that tracks, right? If you can follow my logic there. I still don't feel like he did as good as portraying someone from small farm town as Tom Welling, who is kind of my personal favorite for a Clark Kent and Superman. I feel like he feels the part. He feels like he grew up on a farm. He feels like he grew up in a small town and had learned these lessons. I love the Smallville show altogether. I think it's a great introduction to characters, even if it's not the most accurate for a lot of them. It's a fun show. And knowing that Smallville was a big inspiration to a lot of the actors and a little bit of the writing was nice to hear from nice to hear as a Smallville fan that they took those things into account. I mean, because that's still my favorite Lex Luthor ever, was the one in that show. And Lex in the Superman movie, holy, that man has a grudge to settle. He is petty and angry, and it comes together really well. His whole team thing, I was a little, at first. You know, he has this whole big team of people he's helping, like, track Superman and his moves through cameras, and put together the Hammer of Baravia and Ultraman's combos and stuff. I was a little, it's kind of odd. I mean, it works well in the context of the movie, but I wouldn't have really considered Lex to put some of that. I don't know. I'm not having an easy time describing this. It works. It was unexpected, I guess is how I will put it. It works, but it was a little unexpected. Okay, well, I got both of them over. Ta-da! We got 2 villagers in there. Now when we start the iron farm, we just gotta move them up. And then breed them a lot. But that is not today's problem. That's a later problem. That's characters, that's movie. One thing that I've had an issue with a lot of movies and even some TV shows lately is I don't like their pacing. They either feel really slow and then they rush to cover something, or they start off really quick to fill all this exposition and then it's really slow to get to the end. This movie is I would say this movie is well paced, as in the perceived time from like scene to scene feels consistent, so you're not rushing through all of this to get to the main story. You're not super slow going through this section to speed through the fight at the end. It is well paced in terms of consistency. All in all, though, it did feel a little rushed, but I have a feeling that's more because of the fact that it's a 2-hour movie instead of the 3.5, 4-hour movies that we're used to from superhero sagas at this point. I know there's been a lot of complaints in the movie about some of the camera shots and some weird things that happened because of it. And yeah, when Hawkgirl goes flying across the screen, her face seems to distort and it looks weird, and I was not a huge fan of her screeching. I mean, the character's cool, but the screeching felt a bit over the top. Now, I'm not the most informed person on Hawkgirl's character, but I think most everyone can understand where I'm coming from, saying it was a little much. Maybe it felt a little much because I went and watched it in a Dolby Cinema, which really emphasizes sound, which is my preferred way to watch a movie. Like, picture's nice. You know, having a good picture quality is of course you want that. I mean, look how stunning this view is, right? With the sunlight and everything, the shadows. You know, having a movie that looks amazing is awesome. But having something that sounds amazing is just that much better. Sound, maybe it's just the musician in me, right? But if you can sound good or make something sound good with, it'll make it feel good, and feel good makes it look good, makes it well remembered. So that's my little spiel about sound, music and stuff. Wow, I've been doing this for over an hour now. Okay. Um, I should wrap things up for this. Superman is a big character. He's one of the most influential characters, one of the most recognizable characters of all time. And doing any character as recognizable as that justice, no pun intended, is a big undertaking. I think this was a good representation. It is a fun movie. It is a fun family movie. There is humor and action and romance. It is well balanced. If you want to go watch a Superman movie for the action, go watch Man of Steel. If you want to watch a movie for a written out Superman that reminds you of the cartoons you watched as a kid, go watch James Gunn's Superman. That's kind of how I feel about it, right? And I can't wait for what comes next from James Gunn's DCU. I can't wait for Batman. I can't wait for that take. I want to see more Mr. Terrific. I think there's a lot going on and a lot more that can happen. Overall, Superman's a fun movie. Go check it out to have fun. I don't know, I'm not going to enjoy editing this because I jumped around way too much. As a quick summary of what we actually accomplished, we hit 2 jungle temples. Somehow, I don't know how I lined that up. I'm going to have to go... Well, I don't want to look at the seed. But I'm surprised we found 2 jungle temples just like that. That was kind of cool. I kind of wish we got more of the, what are they called? Armor trims. But that's crazy that we found 2 of them. And then I knew there was a village that way from my creative world. But that creative world was made in an older version. So a lot of things, they don't line up. So I was like, there's probably a village that way. But it also could have been a Badlands. Anytime I use the creative test world, I will let you know what I have used it for, if I haven't shown you. Anyway, those are my rambles and thoughts on the Superman movie and the DCU at this point. I will catch you guys soon. I want to get a few more videos before I have to move back. Thank you. Have fun and look up.